was in the grid. In fact, they really haven't met each other at all in any regional so far.
It's becoming rarer for that to happen too, with how many matchups we've gotten. I mean, there are some teams that have played each other almost 20 times now in Season X. So as we get started, both of these teams, Alpine probably more on the new age of talent, if you will, have been trying to kind of pull a maybe KCP earlier on in the second regional when they made their deep run. Alpine have always been knocking on the door, but just can't really seem to find that next finish that puts them a leg up against these other teams they've been struggling against, Version1 being one of them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they bring up Alpine, they talk about the potential, you know, the possibility of what this team has, and they certainly have it with the players here on this squad. But we haven't really seen the full potential of Alpine on a good day. It just doesn't seem like they've made that deep run where it feels like Alpine is that next big team, even though we know the caliber of player on it. This is an opportunity to, look, they get themselves in great positions, right? Here they are in the major. They have an opportunity to take down the Version1 team. And right now, it's been a bit of a stalemate here in the first minute.
It's especially frustrating when you feel like you've got the makeup to make a deep run in any tournament, but all the talent is just so good in the region, and it's so hard to really etch out your place in the stone. But Magic Bear will make the first strike on that stone, gets the first goal for Alpine.
Yeah, and for Version1, or for rather Calm, this one's tough. Backflip lets the ball go straight to Magic Bear. Not something you'd expect from Calm. He's come onto this team and actually been quite consistent for them, and in times been a big carry for them, especially on maybe Gimmick's bad days. It feels like Calm's been a huge boon for their offense and defense. Unfortunately,
well, they were missing. Yeah, no, I was just going to say they were kind of missing that kind of disruptive presence that he is on the pitch, you know. And they lost in the winner's quarters to NRG in 5 games. Like, they played NRG pretty closely, and at some point in that match, it looked like that they were going to take it. Right. So it might be starting to be coming together for Version1, but they are getting highly pressured here by Alpine. Another challenge, but Torment gets the leg of it.
I think Alpine does do this to a lot of teams where they kind of have this pressure, but unless you make a mistake, well, that's a good passing play. The demo opened up some space on the net, and a good passing play sets up Alpine for a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Comet dumped it off. Gimmick got sent to the other side of the field, or the other side of the net, and that gave the opening for the pass to work. So Alpine, very strong start for them. Version1 haven't really had a lot of control just yet in the opening 2 minutes. Haven't had a lot of looks at the net either. Only 3 shots, all of them coming from Torment.
So far, so good for Alpine. You know, I think the Deaths was talking up Version1 a lot. Obviously, they picked them to win this game, but right now, Alpine has come out of the gate swinging, and I feel like Version1 a little bit slow on the start. Of course, that first goal was a mistake from Calm, but I mean, that second goal was all Alpine. And right now, they are certainly owning the pace of the game.
Yeah, and Version1 struggling to get that follow-up touch. It doesn't come without cost at every step. Oh, that one was looking a little dangerous for Magic Bear. His miss put Jordan back into service. Percy able to move the ball back downfield, and it's still space for Magic Bear. Taking another shot. Calm gets the save out to the corner, but Gimmick just a little lost in the corner there, trying to find his way back into the rotation, and things will slow down for Version1 now, but it's not looking good defensively. Maybe Calm can get things going on offense. Flip reset, Gimmick squares up, giving Torment an opening, but he was too far back. Calm wings back around and gets the first goal for Version1.
And this is all set up by Calm initially. He was the one that puts this ball into the mix inside the box. 2 players go from Alpine, and a couple of quality challenges leave Version1 to have a couple opportunities on net, the last one being the open net for Calm. Great work from Version1 to bounce back.
A lot of time on that clock for Version1, where they felt the pressure early and often from Alpine. 8 shots on net at this stage of the game. But Version1 have racked up a ton more, and in fact, they might get a turnaround, but Magic Bear's right in front of them. Alpine, 2 other players waiting around midfield. Percy's gonna get another look, but it won't be for Magic Bear. In fact, Percy caught the whole defense, froze them, and Torment can't get a solid clear. Magic Bear picks it back up. Does something develop here for Alpine? It's just a lot of start, stop, but Jordan able to pick this up off the air. Percy waits to pick his target. Magic Bear racing forward, but has to wait for Gimmick, but Alpine will not relinquish possession. Magic Bear gets another touch up high, has the second read. No, Jordan backs it up, and has another touch, keeps it close against Calm. Into front of the Magic Bear, what a play from Alpine!
Master class offense from Alpine. Every player was positioned so perfectly for every clear from Version1. It was just torrential downpour of shots from Alpine. Version1 left stranded on their goal line. Great work from Alpine to extend that offense for so long they could finally break down the defense.
I mean, the thing that started that whole push, just that first air dribble from Percy to just you saw all three defenders on Version1 freeze and just stop. Like, Calm was going to go for it off the backboard, but then he's like, nope, I got to wait. And then Gimmick and Torment were expecting him to go. And wow, Alpine. Good stuff early on, and definitely the way you want to start this match. Jordan not giving Calm any time to figure out how to get by midfield. Jordan not giving any time to anyone on Version1, and he'll get some stolen boost for his efforts, but Corelli, this is an excellent start for Alpine.
Yeah, to see how keen they are on offense right now is a scary sight for any Version1 fan. Alpine doing a spectacular job of just making life difficult for Version1. There wasn't anything crazy that happened from Alpine. It's just every clear dropping back. Even here's a perfect example. Jordan just wants to take it himself in the final 10. Version1's got to find a way out.
Yeah, midfield completely Alpine's, and they just let it roll back to them, chew out the rest of the clock, maybe get a cool little shot. Oh. No, Jordan won't get it, but you like to see him try for it. Alpine making a statement in game one.
Oh, absolutely. A huge statement, I'd say. That was a very, very strong start if you're on the Alpine side. And for Version1, you could see some sparks of life from them. Calm, setting up everything and getting their first goal, of course. But I mean, for Alpine, this is the type of gameplay that you want to see from them. That constant pressure, but not overcommitting, just that sweet spot in between, kind of teetering on the edge of overcommitting and having solid offense and organized offense. That's really where Alpine shines. And you can see it in the players. They're so smart in the way they position. They're patient for their time to go. They don't force anything. And so for Alpine, if they can keep this up throughout this major, and even at least in this tournament and in the major, they could be looking quite good.
They really can. If it plays out that way again for them, where Version1 are just feeling like they need to slap the ball away from their own back wall at every stage. I mean, Version1 just couldn't get back to midfield for the majority of that game. I don't know where it has to start for them. Obviously, it starts on the kickoff to try to get things right again. But this right now not looking like the team that took NRG to 5 earlier in this tournament.
Right, and that's the scary side. I do think that Version1 will hopefully adapt to this Alpine squad. I think they needed a little bit of a wake-up call in game one. That was certainly not up to pace from Version1 that we would normally expect. See if they can make a little bit more magic happen here in game two.
Now Magic Bear carry this one downfield for Alpine. It started off strong, and Alpine had that first blueprint. Strike early and often, and you'll find success. They'll try to do the same. Yet again, Percy in front, but can't find any path forward but beyond Torment. Gimmick gets a nice bump, but the follow-up just a little too slow for Version1, and Magic Bear is all over it. And this is starting to look a lot like it did earlier in the first game. Jordan tried to take a wide-angle shot, but not close, and Calm will carry it out.
There just always seems to be options for Alpine right now. Whereas you can see Version1, let's see how they set this one up, and it's already disrupted by Alpine in their defense as Version1, you pointed out late in game one, Jorby, we didn't really see a lot of control after they went down that 2-goal deficit, and there's just been a lot of these arcing balls downfield that Version1 are trying to chase after and never can really get control.
They get another clear, but there's nobody that can do anything productive with the ball. All Version1 can do is sit back and wait for Alpine to march down the field and threaten to score. Here comes Jordan flying from midfield, but Torment able to squeeze that ball across the back wall and now downfield. Percy tries to stop Gimmick, a little bit of space, has the carry under Jordan. Beyond Magic Bear though, well, it's tough to get by him, and Calm gets the next challenge. Gimmick, well, he wanted to set up Torment, but that's not the touch you want. That's gonna kill Version1's push, unless Alpine just give him the space.
Is always lurking there in the middle too, but again, Version1 can't find the pass. What they're having to do right now is fight through the challenges from Alpine. So many players from Alpine are flying into the attempts of control from Version1. It's tough for them to put anything together.
And even when they finally feel like they have control of it, they can't get a handle on the ball, or they're not in position. It's the snowball rolling down the Alpine. We're going to let that one drop, but Torment going to carry that one out. No, he's not. Magic Bear's all over him again. That's what it feels like, Corelli. Version1 are stuck on the Alpine, and they're freezing out here. Percy puts in another one off the work from Magic Bear.
That's a great bump from Magic Bear. Realizes he can't get back to the ball, boots the last man out of the net, and it's an easy shot for Percy to put it away. It's been a bit tougher for Alpine to break that Version1 defense. They show they still can.
Version1 haven't shown anything that was really threatening yet in half of the game. Torment gets a bouncer, but it's off the crossbar. Jordan can't find the ball, and Gimmick will score. Version1 tie quickly.
Yeah, a bit of chaos there off of the Magic Bear demo. He was the last man back, and Torment shot just a bit high. Everyone's still trying to get in rotation for Alpine, leaves that gap in the net, and Version1 immediately respond.
Version1 were unable to respond quickly last time, Alpine, and they were able to score 2 on them. And we'll see if Version1 can flip things into their favor. Another demo that forces Jordan back, and he can't make the save. Version1, here they come. They have the lead.
A clang from Com here. He had space to do it. Great demo to open it up. Bangs it all the way to the net. Jordan almost able to get there. He actually puts it off his own crossbar and in. Feel like maybe he actually could have got there, but for Com, a great strike gives his team the lead.
For Version1, we're talking about them a little bit, but certainly the initial roster definitely disappointed as they put together the 3-man passing play down the field. Another shot turned away. Version1 starting to feel a little bit better since Com has joined this team. They've looked more confident, like just in the car language alone, and how they've approached the pitch since then. This game against Alpine, we haven't seen a lot of that. Alpine have certainly dominated the game overall, but when Version1 start getting their chances, they punch as hard as anybody. Magic Bear, free attempts, but just couldn't find the touch he wanted, and Gimmick will carry it out.
Version1 still having to weather that storm, and you can see again the ball just being thrown to the Alpine side. They had a good couple passing plays, Jordan, you pointed it out. Alpine still able to break it up, disrupt the passing play. Even on the third pass, it's tough when that ball is being moved between players so quickly at this level to keep up with it, especially when a team is able to execute on a couple passes. And still Alpine doing well to track everything that Version1 is throwing at them.
It's just everything is too telegraphed. Com, even there, Percy flies back from so far to make that challenge. That's the thing is Alpine, they're not in position every single time, but just from Version1, everything that they're doing, it's very obvious and very forward, and Alpine are ready for it. So much so that they can jump from a little farther back and still make the challenge happen. That being said, they've kind of been stinted on the offense, and Com grabs another one, so all Version1 have to do is maintain current speed, and they'll take the game. Gimmick makes another challenge happen, but Magic Bear might have a lane for Jordan. No, Torment will get up high and get the ball out to Gimmick.
It's been a better game from Version1, and they might get a third one here. Percy went a bit too far. I'm not sure if he thought someone else was behind him, but his team took the corner boost. He was the last man, and that ball lobbed over his head is an easy goal for Torment in the end. A much better game from Version1. Not perfect, but still a better game where they were able to adapt. They played a lot better defense. Still weren't able to keep control of the ball, I think, as much as they would like. But at this moment here, at the end of this game, you could look back and say, I think Version1 played a solid game compared to their first game's performance.
Version1, they got to do is keep Alpine out of the net with time, and they're good to go. But definitely a lot cleaner, Corelli. And Alpine, definitely a lot to be hoped for on the offense in the future. Only 2 shots registered on net, both from Percy. And Alpine getting desperate near the end to try to generate some amount of offense leads to nothing. In fact, leads to a goal for Version1 and a game win for Version1.
Yeah, and Jorby, you point out 2 shots coming out from Alpine, and that's definitely a far cry from what we saw in the first game. But the difference here, I think, is it's not that Alpine didn't have as much offense. You saw a lot of space, even on Version1's back wall, where Alpine were able to find Magic Bear, I think twice in the span of a minute on that Version1 back wall. It's just that the shots weren't coming, and I think that less threatening offense was what gave Version1 the opportunity to break out and put away a couple more goals here.
Yeah, I thought it started much the same way, you know, with that Magic Bear bump in net and an easy goal for them to score. But then, you know, rotations that Alpine trying to catch up on the back end of the rotation and just couldn't grab that save. Jordan, that was a tough one for him. He knew it was happening way before that shot came and just couldn't make it happen. So again, this is where I have a bone to pick with Alpine, Corelli, because they always get to this point. They make you think that they're going to take the next step. They make you think that they're here for an entire match, but consistency is the hardest thing in Rocket League, right? And as the F-150 fills up the boost canisters, they used a lot of it in that last game. Yeah. Alpine are going to be hoping to control some of that as we get into game 3.
We might need another round. That might not be enough from what we're seeing here. And
well, as you saw, we got truckloads.
Yeah, and glad we do, because right now Alpine threatening right off the bat. And I think that's the type of offense that they want to find, is just that quick threat for version 1 right now, trying to find a way out, not able to do so. Jordan's going to try and pick it up in the midfield. Good challenge here from Cobb as Magic Bear, the last man, cleans it up for Alpine.
Percy will have a little bit of time to think about this, but he doesn't got a lot of boosts. And Torment, he's not going to get anything going. Magic Bear and Jordan trying to get something going, and oh my goodness. A lot of jumping, not a lot of touches, contact at all.
And I think, you know, that truly shows players reading each other, you know, and seeing who's going to get to the ball first, and then everyone doesn't get to the ball. It's a very interesting thing that happens in Rocket League sometimes. Sure, I think someone might have just straight up whiffs, but a lot of times it's because they read something else that was going to happen and they just weren't able to get to the ball, which throws off everyone else who went for the ball. It's a very strange thing that happens as Torment, just slips hit by Magic Bear, and a 1-0 lead for version 1.
That was a nice move from Torment. Took a lead position against Com, and then was just there for the cleanup off that challenge that Com made. Everything worked out perfectly, but Torment had the mind to go ahead, get ahead of Com, and just be an option for him. And even if it's not straight to Torment, just the fact that he was there allowed him to turn around and take advantage of that challenge that Com gave him. Excellent work from Torment. Oh, what a shot that Com just blocked. Jordan's shot. Now that you don't get screamers like that too often, but Com was able to make the next save, and Gimmick will keep the ball locked in the orange half momentarily.
Good start here to this game for version 1, up 1-0 early. And Alpine not as threatening, even less threatening so far through the first minute and a half than we saw in the last game. You could be right, Jorby. You know, every time you think Alpine come out hot in the first game, they seem to just peter off here. And right now, they might get a second touch. Magic Bear couldn't get there. And now opportunity for version 1. Not a lot of boost for a Gimmick here, looking for Com's help. He's there. Everyone going from Alpine. Performance shot's going to be high. Com's actually going to clear it away. Huge threats from version 1.
Yeah, it's certainly not intentional there from Com, just trying to throw a body in the way, maybe prevent a block, maybe even get a dunk, but everyone had committed. And Com just tried to find the angle, banged it off the crossbar, and got the clear. And somehow version 1 have just expertly sliced away any push that Alpine would have had on the transition, and Torment scoops the ball away, gets right over Jordan, over Magic Bear, Torment off the post, Percy can't get there, and Gimmick threw it right into his bumper. Version 1, a big chance to go 2, and Com, where were you going? Jordan able to pull it up, can't get the bump on the Torment. Percy last man, and Com got in front for the challenge, but whew, a pair of dangerous transition plays there that lead to nothing.
First Torment, and then Jordan just trading blows right now. The big clear comes out from Alpine, but version 1 are definitely looking a lot more threatening here in this game than they have in really any other game. The individual play from Torment, of course, but even just a moment ago with the offense, the flurry of offense that we saw, and again, Torment catching players off guard with just that second touch from the wall, even with no boost, puts his team on offense. Com has an open net. Oh, it's wide from Com. Torment's going to try and follow it up, and he can't get there in time. Gimmick's going to try and salvage the offense, but Percy with the big clear. That could have been a 2-0 lead for version 1.
Yeah, they better hope that doesn't come back to bite them. A minute 30 left. Alpine still having to play a lot of defense, but Corelli, you know just as well as I do. It only takes one challenge, one transition to completely flip the narrative of a series. But version 1, they're hanging on. Magic Bear makes a nice initial challenge here. Jordan slowing it down. He allows Magic Bear to pull forward. Torment gets the challenge. Gimmick plays it away. Now has to work around Percy, and Gimmick doesn't have any boost. So all he can do is throw it back to Jordan, but a lot of time wasted off the clock for version 1.
Yeah, and for version 1, They are slowing things down. Second touch from Calm, and a second goal for Version1 with 1 minute left to play, and they're looking quite good in this game.
Now, Calm's gotten a couple of looks. That was his third, and it was pretty indeed. That one a little simpler than his other opportunities that came off the crossbar or the post. This time he actually hits nothing but net. An easy 2-0 lead for Version1. A couple of scary transitions that Alpine had, but just weren't able to convert. Put real pressure onto Version1, and another ball just thrown into the center of the field, Corelli, that Alpine are just getting picked apart on and almost got scored on a third time.
Yeah, you're seeing the space open up for Version1 here. You know, in comparison to the first game even, you didn't see this type of space. Alpine have been pushed back a little bit, not owning as much of the boost as they did earlier on, which allowed them to have those extended attacks. And for Version1, this has played in their favor in the final 25.
Oh, Torment almost came back to get that goal. That would have been ridiculous. Percy plays that ball up high, but as it's looking right now, Version1, every challenge wastes a couple of seconds off the clock. Magic Bear lets it rip. Gimmick picks up the save. More time chewed off the clock. Version1 headed to match point, and Alpine left scratching their heads.
Alpine not as threatening, not as dangerous. We're not seeing that continuous attack from them. I mean, it's the complete opposite of what we saw from Alpine earlier on in the series, especially the Game 1 performance, which has still been their best. And these teams are kind of working in inverse factions now, where Version1 slowly getting better and Alpine slowly starting to fall off here in this series. And now you find yourself match point. And for Alpine, you got to find that play style that you found earlier. It was working so well. Version1 had no opportunities. They were smothering them. Now they find themselves shut out, and it's just a bit scary for Alpine.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it at the end of that game, Corelli. Alpine, they had dominated the boost in that first game, especially the corner boost that just allowed them to challenge the ball for free. That forced Version1 to go for hard clears every time, and they couldn't get solid touches because they could never be completely in position to get the amount of power that they wanted because they never had any boost. But we see what happens when Alpine can't completely control the pitch. They get into trouble against this Version1 team. And it's not just Calm that they're struggling against. Gimmick is winning challenges. Torment is winning challenges. And if you lose the challenges, you're not gonna, I don't know what to tell you, Corelli. You're not gonna win a game if you can't win any challenges. So I don't know what Alpine has to do, but if you have to rely on the boost game to be so much heavier on boost than your opponent, you're not gonna find success against this team. They have to find a way to neutralize this game against Version1. Otherwise, Version1 are walking forward in the lower bracket. Percy tries to get a splash play to start game 4, but is knocked away by Torment.
I mean, Jorby, to your point, though, it's like, you know, you look at where this game has gone in the terms of control, and it was all Alpine early on. And now you're just seeing the hands of Version1 come in and take over what was an Alpine-controlled game. The pace of play, possession, offensive attacking. I mean, it was just all Alpine. And now Version1, they're able to get themselves in a little bit of a better position coming out of their own half. More space afforded to them, more boost afforded to them. And you're seeing what happens when Version1 finally gets that opportunity.
Oh, Magic Bear couldn't find an angle. Jordan gets credit for the shot, but Magic Bear just couldn't find an angle in. And the other goals that Alpine were able to score, hang on, Torment might get a double. Nope, taken away. And Gimmick, light shot turned away by Magic Bear. Percy throws it or dumps it back downfield. Another department Alpine are struggling in. That had successfully gotten them some goals earlier as 2 shots get banged off the post. Was the demo game, and they haven't gotten a ton of them since game 1. Version1 are having troubles with the post here on Alpine territory.
Yeah, Version1 wondering if the net's a little bit smaller than normal as they paint the outsides of the post. Maybe another opportunity as it gets thrown downfield from Jordan. There's a shot from Magic Bear, catches out Torment's poor touch, and a 1-0 lead for Alpine.
Magic Bear was playing that the whole way. He knew Torment had to stretch for that, so he knew that touch had to be perfect from Torment, and that was going to be difficult from the angle that Torment pushed it at. So heads up play by Magic Bear to take advantage of what was a disadvantageous situation for Torment. And it might be what kicks them back into gear. Here comes Magic Bear underneath. Flips over Torment. Calm gets bumped out of the way, and Percy's got a goal. Magic Bear pulls another one out of his hat.
I thought the freestyle competition was tomorrow, but he pogos it off the ground, pushes Calm out of the way, doing so much to buy space for Percy, and a 2-goal lead is afforded to Alpine off the back of the hard work from Magic Bear.
It took him a couple games, but Alpine have woken back up. Percy gets deleted for a second off the kickoff, but Jordan's got control of the ball under Calm, but Torment kicks it away. What a opening 2 minutes here from Alpine.
Yeah, we asked for more offense, a little bit more aggression from Alpine. You're certainly getting it here in this game. The first 2 minutes, it's been all Alpine Esports. They have done a great job of finding the space and taking advantage of the space. Even that last goal, Jorby, you saw Magic Bear have so much space to work with. And speaking of space, a wide open shot for Calm. As soon as we asked for aggression, maybe pushed up a bit too far here from Alpine as the last man gets beat, and an easy tap in for Calm.
Yeah, Calm's got acres there. What happened to Alpine? They've had rotations just get blown up in their face more than a couple of times, because that's not the only open net or even the second or third open net we've seen from Alpine. And the reason the score hasn't been greater is because, well, Version 1 have hit the post on a couple of those, but Alpine are getting punished on them pretty consistently. Well, Version 1 trying to wait and get this ball, and they finally do. Gimmick gets the continuing touch from Calm, but Alpine were ready for it. Just kind of locked and loaded the other way. Gimmick, that's a hard touch that Magic Bear can pick up on. Nothing really developing yet for Alpine, but they get a back pass over to Percy. Torment plays it away to the corner. Version 1 hanging on defense for now. Gimmick looks for a lane out, but Alpine, they were boxing him in for a little bit, but now they got to play a little bit of defense. Magic Bear, nice challenge in front. Doesn't have any boost, has to wait. It just dies in front. It feels like Alpine are about to generate that next opportunity to start that next play, but then Version 1 just cut through that offense. But that's off the ceiling, and it's in! Magic Bear gets another one, and they get insurance.
What was this? Off the challenge from Gimmick? It just goes off of Gimmick as well. Pitches off the ceiling. Oh, Calm was so close to getting back to it, but a pinch off the ceiling off of your opposition in Gimmick to put it into the net. What can Magic Bear not do? This man is incredible.
Magic Bear, you know, we have plenty of him on the highlight reel ever since he's made his RLCS debut. He's been a pleasure to watch. But Alpine, much like their issues with inconsistency, Magic Bear is always at the forefront, it feels, when Alpine are playing at their best. Here's Percy. He's getting chased by two Version 1 players, can't bump Torment out of the way. And don't get caught in a car chase like that if you're Percy, but Torment gets the clear out over to Calm. Magic Bear just wins another challenge, and it's kind of a flip from the last game, Corelli. No challenge is working for Version 1. In fact, one just went straight into the net. And everything else, you're just kind of scraping by for any sort of, you know, forward momentum that you can generate, but they haven't spent a lot of time in the orange half of the pitch.
Right now, they're doing a good job keeping possession. Oh, that's a great setup. And a good pass over to Gimmick. Look at the shot, top shelf. Tough to save as the last defender.
Yep, there it is. They got a little bit of space. That's a good dump to Calm.
Wow.
And got that power shot to Gimmick. It had to be that powerful for him to take that shot. The shot had to be that powerful to get over the last defender in net. Version 1 just had to make the better touch every time, and they did at every single point. That was an excellent play to try to get back into this game and close it out, or at least tie it. Torment going to carry it forward back over to Gimmick.
Yeah, it gets a little scary here for Alpine. This is a crucial game to win, obviously, because you need to win it, but mostly because they played a good game here against Version 1. It'd be a shame to throw it in the final 30.
No, Calm trying to carry that ball out. Magic Bear stopping him at the gap. But Gimmick, he's got Calm downfield. Calm waiting to see how Jordan approaches. He got by Jordan, but Percy was there. Percy's behind the defense, and Insurance is back with 15 seconds remaining. Alpine have it by 2.
And looking at the structure of this offense, everyone's committed from Version 1. They were really pushing for that attempt on net. And this ball just floats over Torment the second he tries to half flip backwards. So there's nothing he could do. It just went over his head and just enough power to find the back of the net.
Well, this time remaining, maybe a Version 1 get it with time left. Calm has the shot, and oh, it's a beauty. Percy down the field. One more to go for version 1.
This is something that Version 1 do so well, is they switch the field, but they put the ball in a tough spot for the defender to get. Even if they can't get to it, it's always difficult for the defense. These high lobbed balls downfield. Earns himself a goal here. 8 seconds, see how the kickoff goes for Version 1. Oh, they got the fake
kickoff. Gimmick has the boosts. Trying to go under Jordan. It might work. Torment's there, but Magic Bear kills the ball, and it got scary for a moment, but we're going to game 5.
Look, when you pull out a kickoff like that and it works to perfection, that's beauty for Version 1. They can be happy to see that one work. Unfortunately, not earning them a goal. Gave them possession for the chance, but not getting them all the way through. Valiant effort there from Version 1. And now you look at Alpine, you know, the first, I don't know, probably 60% of that game looked pretty good from them. I think Version 1 started to get a taste for blood later on, where it felt like Version 1 had the upper hand, whether it was possession, boost control. Alpine were just trying to run up the clock at that point, but Magic Bear was a humongous force here in this game. Obviously, the second goal was the pinch off a Gimmick here on the replay, but that first goal where he bounces with the ball all the way to the backside or to the back wall, and then a teammate there to follow it up, that's huge for Alpine. And that's what happens when a player like him gets space.
And like, that's just how the series has played out for Alpine, right? Percy and Jordan are like, all right, Magic Bear is just creating so many opportunities in front, and we're just gonna play this tune for as long as it works, because he's been doing it all match. It's why we've gotten to game 5. But Corelli, whenever we get to match points like this, we got to the full length of the series, I always got to look at the veterans in this kind of situation. You have Torment and Gimmick, who have been in countless high-stress situations like this. Alpine still coming up in the Rocket League world, trying to make their mark, but this is where the nerves really start to get you, right? You haven't gotten too far in the major yet. You're trying to vie for a better position to try to make it to a world championship, just to try to make it to next spring. But Torment and Gimmick, they've been there before. They've done that before. So that's why you kind of look at game 5 and you say, okay, Version 1, this is where you should be bread and butter. This is not where Alpine should have you by the ropes, but we'll see how it develops. First 20 seconds already underway.
Yeah, we'll certainly see how it develops, as Alpine, a much-needed win here in the major. Jordan's going to lob this one towards the top of the net, and an easy clear for Comp. Haven't seen that lockdown offense from Alpine as we did in game 1, and that's, you know, if there's any time to pull that back out and get that set up, here it is. Version 1 certainly has adapted to the Alpine offense, as Percy might just poke one through. Torment and Gimmick there to clear it away.
And Calm, not a lot of boost to work with. Able to flip by Jordan, but it's going to be tough to get back. And Magic Bear now on the point for Alpine, but Percy got bumped forward, almost got bumped into position. Jordan sneaks by with a challenge. Percy lobs it, but it's nothing to look at. And Calm lobs it back downfield. And Calm again. But nothing for him. Alpine stopping any potential pushes here, even blocking the one shot. Version 1 not having to sweat too hard. In fact, they're finding these lanes in midfield. Calm almost got the shot. Nothing quite there yet for Version 1.
Yeah, that was quick. Just the one little pass, small one too, right across the middle of the field, sets up Calm. That ball maybe just a little bit more on the inside of the net. Could have crawled in without an Alpine player getting in front. That's a shot from Jordan. Tough angle to hit. Still the offense here for Alpine, trying to ramp up. Percy trying to find space. Jordan's right there. The ball comes right towards him. Gimmick and Calm both go for the save. They can't get back to the second one. Jordan puts it away for a 1-0 lead.
It was only a matter of time at that point. Jordan lost that one, made it awkward for Gimmick, who never saw Calm in net and was stuck on the back wall, was just trying to hurry up and get back, and you could feel the urgency trying to make that save happen, but it ended up causing more chaos in front of the box and leading to an Alpine goal. Well, that's right off the kickoff. Gimmick has to get that ball out quickly. And he does for now, so that kickoff started dangerously, but it comes right back into Version 1 territory. No double as it's taken away again.
I talked about seeing Alpine stay in the face of Version 1 on the defensive side of things. They certainly have done that. That's not the best touch, though. This comes right out to Gimmick. Scary spot, up and over, looking for the back wall, and Jordan uses all of his boost to get that one out, but the attack not over yet. This ball again, dangerously top of the box. Calm is there, put away. Version 1 tie it up.
Calm gets another goal for Version 1 when they need it most. Torment makes that first touch happen, but the hustle from Gimmick at no boost to make that challenge happen sets that whole play up for Calm. Alpine lost, can't get back to the ball, and Version1 tie it up quickly because half of this game was already gone, and it was gonna get scary if Alpine were able to get out of that defensive stop. Torment gets underneath, but Percy gets the last touch.
Yeah, great work from Version1, actually. I was in the middle of complimenting how well Alpine had done on offense, keeping that defense at bay. Here they come again. Version1 have done just as good of a job here in this game to put on the attack, make the defense hurt, put them in awkward positions. Look at the work by Gimmick. Gets by 2. That's a hard shot from Calm as it's up and over and helped out by Percy.
Alpine having struggles dealing with Version1's passing in general. Version1 have so much power off of each touch, and Alpine are having to hustle back, and you can see they take a bit more of a relaxed rotation. It just gives Version1 so much space and time to think about how to approach, and if the challenge works, fine. If you're Alpine, but play like this for much longer, you're certainly living on a knife's edge. Percy on the backside, but Torment got the save.
Gimmick again, being that nuisance. Calm, great touch. This is high and away from Jordan, and that was a great attempt by Torment. Gimmick's trying to still keep it alive. You can see that touch high above the net. Makes it so awkward for the defense. Percy does poke it away, but only for the moment. Here comes Torment looking for Calm as he tried to get a piece of Percy. Hard angle for Torment. Gimmick did also try and take a tough one. As we're coming up on a minute left, and right now Version1 are humming on offense, Jorby.
Now Gimmick just stuffed Magic Bear into the corner too. Calm lets this one get up higher. Alpine need something. They need a touch that gets them a clear. Magic Bear, can he find it? No. Well, finally they find a little bit of breathing room and even a shot on net on the transition. Version1 relaxed on the gas for just a second, but not too much that they couldn't respond immediately. And Percy ends up blocking out a Version1 player, but it didn't end up working out for him. Now he avoids the bump onto Gimmick, and the shot never comes his way because Magic Bear's got the handle. Calm takes the ball away from him again in midair, and it's starting to turn ugly out here on the pitch. A lot of bumps and chips in midair on the ground. Both teams looking for a way in as this winds down in regulation. 15 seconds remaining. Popped up high against the backboard, but there's nothing there. Torment throws it back down. Jordan had the grab. Percy got bumped. Gimmick can't find the ball, but he pops it over. Magic Bear has a lane and underneath. Gimmick doesn't have to touch it. Torment picked up the save. Percy, one more chance to whip it around. Jordan might get another look. Pass to Magic Bear. Shots on target. It's blocked up the crossbar to overtime.
Oh my goodness, you can see the reactions from the players on that one too. Everyone freaking out, but there's just no time to delay here. Getting into overtime, Version1 threatening Alpine that close to ending the series.
You don't even get a chance to take a breath. 3, 2, 1, next kickoff after that ridiculous sequence. Here's Jordan again, launches it downfield. Torment kicks it right back. Calm, he's been lurking, trying to keep Magic Bear off of this ball, and he's able to wrench another one out from him to set up another chance for Version1, but Percy can do one himself underneath. Gets under Gimmick, and Calm flies in for the save.
Ooh, that was clean from Percy, got under him, and here comes Version1 now, their turn to set something up. Gimmick towards the net, Percy's there to put it off his own back wall. Couple attempts here from Alpine. Here comes Magic Bear with the flip set off the back wall. Huge save from Gimmick. You thought Magic Bear was gonna end it, and the defense holds on for Version1.
Oh, I definitely believed it. How many times have I seen Magic Bear with space, but Version1 almost took a shot themselves. Gimmick, he didn't get the bounce he wanted. Percy, downfield, he wants Magic Bear, but he has to go hard downfield to get back to the ball. Still, Jordan can lock down midfield, and Alpine, well, take a breath. Version1 aren't gonna give you a lot of time to breathe. Torment takes a ripping pass to Gimmick, but overshot him.
Throw out what you saw in the first few games here in this series. This one has gone off the rails in this Game 5 overtime. Both teams opportunities to end it as Torment throws it to the back wall. Percy didn't get a touch, but he did get his corner boost. Magic Bear there to clean things up. Percy in pursuit, and it'll be Gimmick to throw it back to the Alpine side.
Jordan launches a long one downfield, and Percy's just hoping for a missed touch. Something to give them a little more ground against Version1. Here's another lobber back to the wall. Torment able to find Calm in Version1. Quick transition, clean off the backboard. Gimmick shot never comes. Jordan picks up the save. Magic Bear able to zone out Calm for now, and it slows down. Percy got the next challenge. Torment, hang on. It's an open net, but Percy comes back, able to kick the ball back out to the corner. Alpine survive for a little longer.
13 shots from Alpine, 13 shots for Version1. There's been 10 saves on the Version1 side, 9 saves on the Alpine side. It doesn't get much closer than that as Percy's carving his way through the Version1 defense. The Version1 do eventually pick it up.
Torment cut off by Jordan in midfield. Percy lurking. He wants it. Magic Bear and Percy eliminated. Gimmick trying to get a handle on the ball. Both players spawn, diving. Magic Bear, no chance. High off the backboard, and Percy can play it back down towards midfield. But Magic Bear couldn't find the ball. Alpine almost got caught out on the rotation. Another demo Magic Bear has to make up for. Gimmick launches in front. Back to Com. Torment's there, but nobody goes for the ball. Complete mind games, and Alpine get away with it on defense.
Alpine got so lucky that ball went just past Gimmick, I believe, there on the wall, and he just couldn't get up to it to put that dangerous touch towards net. Alpine were fully committed, everyone chasing after it. There's Torment, and he makes a magic work. He can't. Gimmick, last man back, slows it down.
Oh, every touch from Version1 has been perfect. Every challenge has been exactly what they needed, but they're just missing that shot on net. And the longer this overtime goes without that shot, well, the closer Alpine get to a victory. Torment tries to set something up, but Gimmick and Kama the whole way back in their own defensive third. Percy launches another ball downfield. Oh, no, Magic Bear, a light touch. He almost just limped it into the net, but no goal is there. Com picked up the save.
I don't know what happened to Torment there. I think he forgot to flip. He just dove to the other side, and that ball was going in if he didn't get help from his team. Oh,
so many demos. But Jordan just punches it in towards Com. Percy just tries to square up in front of the box. Bend but don't break. That's Version1's mantra right now. Percy tries to push forward again, but Com able to throw the ball right back out. I say bend versus break for Version1. I'm at Alpine. They've been stuck on defense for so long. Yeah, there's a lot of bending.
At this point, this game has just gone crazy as this one off the back wall. Magic Bear there to clear it away.
Oh, Com might have a shot. He's got a lane. Gimmick's there. And there it is! Version1 continue the climb. They take down Alpine.
They're finally able to break the defense here. It's just the touch off the back wall, and Jordan went a bit too deep into the net. So close for Alpine. And Version1 just barely, and I mean barely, hang on here in this Game 5.
You could see it on their cams. They all just took a deep breath right after that last goal was scored. You see him stretch. He's like, oh, look, lean back on the chair. All right, close one.
Wow.
What a match, man. I have to say, one way or the other, I wasn't sure how this game was going to pan out, Corelli. And I wasn't sure that we were going to get a Game 5 like that. But we did, and especially earlier in the match, both teams seemed to get the better of one another in one game or another. But that Game 5 was certainly a clash of those play styles.
You know, we certainly spent the first 4 games building a narrative about both teams, and then Game 5 just completely threw it out the window. And I have to say, it was a joy to watch. But for Alpine, a tough loss here. This was certainly winnable for them. Version1, however, just barely hang on.
Well, narrative, stats, lower bracket runs, double elimination brackets. That's stuff for Gibbs and other people. So we'll take it back to them on the desk.